Today we are here with John Rucker at Forest Glen in Vermilion County Forest Preserve, and we are going to be talking about Turtle Team and the Turtle Dogs.
It was just a total accident, a total fluke. There was no reasoning behind it. It happened in 1999. One of my bird dogs spontaneously began bringing me turtles. I was living in the mountains of East Tennessee near Bristol, and a dog named Buster Brown started bringing me box turtles just on his own. I start training them as early as possible. I generally begin with actually not a baseball, because it's a little bit too big for a puppy to get into its jaws, but I take a lacrosse ball, and they usually are black in color, which is good, and I just start getting puppies to retrieve a ball, just rolling it a few feet in front of them and telling them to fetch. And I watch to see which puppies seem to have a natural inclination to do that, and then I start hiding the lacrosse balls in thickets to see which puppies have interest in that. And then at some point that first year, while they're still puppies, I make some fiberglass turtles. I take a turtle shell and I will imprint into plaster of Paris while it's wet and serving as a mold, and then the shape of the shell is left in the plaster of Paris, and then I pour fiberglass, and you have to mix in hardener into that, and it as it hardens, it's in the shape of a turtle shell. I paint those to resemble eastern box turtles or ornate box turtles. And so then you have a model that closely resembles one, and then I start hiding those for the puppies. And the ones that don't indicate that they are interested in that, they can become bird dogs, but only a select few have the interest in becoming turtle dogs. Maybe a third of the litter might turn in that direction. Oh, let's see, there was Sparky and Buster Brown, and then there was Greta, and then there's the dogs that we hunted this morning. That would be Mink, Jaybird, Jenny Wren, Rooster, and then my latest litter, the class of 2015, that would be Scamp and Lazarus.
There's Tango too, right?
Yeah, there's Tango too, but he's sort of he's very good when he's good, but he likes to run too much.
He's flighty.
Yeah, and you want a dog that wants to hunt, not necessarily a dog that wants to run all morning. I want their nose on the ground. I want them working. In Tango, half of the time he's just running around like a wild stallion. That's that's his greatest joy in life, apparently, is to run. I want dogs that hunt. What's the first thing you notice when they get on a turtle trail?
Start running.
Yeah, they start running
And looking for turtles.
and start looking for turtles, and they always start wagging that tail. That's a sure sign, isn't it? Yeah. And sometimes their noses start to make a sort of a popping noise, which means they're really trying to find that turtle scent and lock on it like a bloodhound and trail it to the source. Well, this one here is Rooster, and he's a very fine A-team dog. And over there is Mink, and she's sort of a living legend. Mink and Jenny Wren, who is over there with Marta, they're my top dogs. And the one right beside you is Scamp or Scamper, and she's kind of a trainee, but she has some very good days already. one day she was a top dog this year already. And that's in the field with Mink and Jenny Wren, so that's not an easy task. Well, this year in 2017, I started in southern Ohio near the little town of Athens. That would be Ohio University, or one branch of it. But then I went to Wisconsin to find ornate box turtles, and from there I went to Nachusa Prairie in Illinois, west of Chicago. From there I went to Stephen Forbes State Park, and then this one, which is Forest Glen. Anyway, about 10, usually in a typical summer, about 10. But I have been as far away as Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in southern South Dakota. I have been in northern Nebraska looking for ornate box turtles. I have been in Iowa. Oh, and I was in Michigan for 12 days this year as well. So we go all over the place. And then we go to the mountains of Tennessee, and I often go to North Carolina. So I sometimes will drive about 15,000 miles in a year doing this. How long do I plan? Well, this litter is my A-teamers are 9, and I'm no teenager myself. I'm thinking maybe one more year if we all hold up. No, I never dreamed it would reach those heights to be featured by Animal Planet, and especially not to work. I never dreamed I would ever be working for Matt Allender, who is probably doing the highest level of box turtle research that's ever been done, and to be catching his turtles for him is a privilege that I never ever dreamed of. No, I had no idea it would turn into this. I think most dog owners would risk their lives for their dogs, but I do love them enough to carry 2 gallons of water in the field every day, so when they get hot I can wet them down and give them some water to drink, and I cook oats for them almost every night, and whenever on a sort of a somber note, whenever it's time for one of my dogs to leave this world, I hold them in my arms while they're given the shot to put them to sleep, and I cry just as hard every time, and it never gets any easier. So, and there, once again, it's nothing. My love for my dogs is not out of the ordinary. I think almost every dog owner does that. But every dog you see here today, within a few years, I'll have to, see them through to that final moment of life, and I plan to do it with all these dogs. But it never gets any easier.